After years of subtle shade, cryptic lyrics, and unresolved tension, a DNA test has just dropped a bomb that no one was prepared for. Are we really going to say goodbye to Jim Jones and Chrissy forever? Or is this whole relationship a big hoax? Created in Harlem, according to anonymous sources, leaked direct messages, and a messy chain of deleted Instagram posts to CHRISSY LAMPKIN. No, you better settle down for this one because what just leaked isn't a rumor. It's a full-blown reality TV apocalypse in real life. And guess what? That random medical test she claimed to have taken for health reasons was a full paternity test. The results, baby, are more outrageous than a reunion episode without any security. Is this the scandal that ultimately tears apart Dipset? Love and hip hop forever? Or is someone playing chess while the rest of us watch reality TV? Grab your popcorn because it isn't just messy, it's destroying relationships, ruining careers, and shattering legacies all at once. Jim still doesn't know. So let's go back in time for a moment. When CHRISSY LAMPKIN returned to Instagram, looking like she had just returned from an island vacation with a 30-year-old football player and a trust fund, people commented, "She looks refreshed." That glow isn't from skincare, and sis looks pregnant. Of course, CHRISSY played it cool, posted a few selfies, and included some old videos of her and Jim Jones. She pretended that everything was normal. But nothing was normal, not then, and certainly not now. The internet is currently in full meltdown mode because what began as a rumor has just been confirmed by a DNA test that allegedly links Camron, yes, Killer Cam himself, to a child CHRISSY never even announced publicly. First of all, this isn't the first time that Camron and Jim Jones have had strange tension bubbling beneath the surface. They were brewing quiet glances, awkward silence, unfollowing and refollowing each other like teenagers with commitment. Issues began displaying cracks years ago, and everything from cryptic disses in interviews to awkward body language during public appearances to subliminals and freestyles shouted, "Something ain't right." However, fans dismissed it, saying it was just Harlem politics, which they said involved paternity tests and baby scandals. Now, this is where it gets dirty. Sources close to production at Love and Hip Hop have exclusively revealed that CHRISSY and Camron were purportedly rekindling an old friendship in late 2023. Just around, according to these insiders, it was either a coincidence or the ideal chance to explore unfinished business without the cameras watching that. Jim was filming his solo spin-off series. CHRISSY and Cam have been deeming each other since early 2022. With nothing explicit at first, just friendly conversations checking in and laughing over old memories, but the tone allegedly changed after CHRISSY started to express frustration with Jim's lack of maturity and emotional availability. It gets messier because, according to one anonymous crew member, CHRISSY returned from that Miami trip acting different. She was suddenly protective of her phone, distant from Jim, and worst of all, she started avoiding the cameras completely. Production reportedly noticed that Mona Scott asked CHRISSY to sit down for a confession-style interview, but she refused, saying she wasn't in the right place. Headspace, you don't say. 3 months later, CHRISSY stops drinking on camera, starts wearing looser clothes, and has a mysterious breakdown while filming. When asked what that meant, she sobbed and left the set. The scene never aired because it seems that blocked it from airing because it referenced personal medical information without consent. If that doesn't mean that she is pregnant, what does? But here's where the twist hits you in the face. Isn't just about some secret baby. In February, Camron posted a now-deleted Instagram story with the caption, "Some things you've got to claim. Even if they messy, real ones know what I mean." No one took much notice of it, thinking it was just another cryptic Camism, until 2 days later. A burner account posted a blurry photo of Cam and CHRISSY at a secret clinic in Jersey. This is where Camron enters the drama like a pink fur-wearing tornado of chaos. One Twitter user wrote, "If that's Cam and CHRISSY at a lab, I swear Harlem has officially eaten itself." Another said Jim was out here doing weather reports with Fat Joe while his girl was doing maternity visits with Cam. Say it ain't sand. Let's not forget the timing. That same week, Jim posted a video. The post, which was flagged for invasion of privacy, went viral for a minute before being screenshotted and circulated like hot gossip at a church cookout. Of him in the studio rapping, "I've been betrayed by those close to me, but I never show it. Harlem's still mine. I just don't always know it." Consequently, the rumors were going crazy and blogs and Reddit threads were going crazy. Toke had complete PowerPoint presentations called The Fall of Jim and Chrissy, which was a timeline of deceit, DNA, and Dipset. However, the final nail in the coffin came when a former student, let's say, left with a smile. Chrissy left crying, and now let that sink in. Jim was oblivious at the time. But what transpired next turns from another celebrity betrayal into a full-fledged psychological thriller because someone was going to reveal everything, whether Chrissy wanted to or not. And it wasn't Mona, Cam, or Mama Jones. Yes. Mama Jones apparently learned about the situation weeks ago when she ran into a former VH1 intern who revealed the information. Believing Mama already knew the truth. Paternity allegedly traces back to Harlem's most unpredictable rapper. Come again, you can imagine how quickly that conversation turned into a 4-minute voice memo with too many swear words to count. Mama Jones reportedly responded when the intern said, "It's crazy how Cam has been sneaking around with Chrissy like nobody is going to find out." According to sources, Mama Jones confronted Jim that same night, banging on his condo door and yelling, "Your girl is pregnant and it isn't yours." Security became involved once the neighbors heard it, and Jim initially didn't believe her. But curiosity kills loyalty, and Jim did what any suspicious man in denial would do. He searched Chrissy's phone while she was asleep and discovered the screenshots, audio notes, and the hidden folder labeled Miami. Then the entire truth hit him like a knife, and Jim sat there silently staring at his phone as if it had just pierced his chest. Inside that hidden folder were time-stamped selfies of Chrissy and Camron at a fancy condo, a video of them on a yacht, Cam shirtless, Chrissy laughing, and a clear voice said, "Y'all go make a beautiful sweetheart. I meant what I said last night. Whatever happens, I got you." Cam stated as the audio notes struck even harder after Jim had replayed that footage 8 times. It's whispered, "I'm afraid it's yours," another Chrissy said. According to others near to the building, security was contacted for a domestic verbal escalation at 3:47 after Boom Jim allegedly smashed a wine glass against the kitchen wall, waking Chrissy up in the middle of the night and causing chaos. The real twist is that Jim allegedly hired a private investigator to track Cam's movements, Chrissy's calls, and anything else that could prove wasn't just an intoxicated error, but an ongoing betrayal. The Pie report, according to our source, was 47 pages long, and on page 19, Chrissy and Camron were seen leaving a midtown hotel. No police were involved. But Chrissy was seen leaving 20 minutes later in sweats and slippers that were clearly shaken, heading toward an Uber SUV. Page 41. Receipts from a private clinic timestamped exactly 1 week after the Miami trip. Page 34. Cam drops off a wrapped package at Chrissy's cousin's apartment. The same cousin is rumored to be helping her stay under the radar during this whole mess. Let's face it, Chrissy isn't some wide-eyed 22-year-old who got caught up. It's a grown woman who's been with Jim for decades. She's endured arrests, financial difficulties, and his refusal to marry her for perhaps 15 years. When Jim finally pops the question on national television, she says no. So now the streets are throughout all of this. Camron has been eerily silent. No press releases, denials, or clapbacks. Just vibes, but last week he shared a clip from the old Dipset "I Really Mean It" video with the caption, "Some bonds break, some just evolve." I'm wondering if she was ever truly loyal, or if she was simply waiting for an exit strategy. Enter Camron stage left in a fur coat and a smirk. In any case, I'm still standing, and fans went crazy. One remark said, "The most Camron thing is that Cam is confirming the affair without actually confirming it." Never. Another example would be if a guy had a mixtape. But this is where things turn from scandalous to sinister, because after Chrissy allegedly left Jim's condo that night, she went straight to Cam's place and hasn't returned. The internet went crazy, and Twitter became a crime scene where Chrissy Dunn got pregnant by Jim's best friend. This is the die-pet endgame. Someone calls Tyler Perry. This isn't even reality TV anymore. Even celebrities began to chime in. In Cambella, someone shared a picture of wine and a mysterious prayer emoji. Writing, "Some women drink water, some drink consequences. Choose carefully." Y'all forgot that these Harlem boys are different, and loyalty isn't in their vocabulary. Tahiri tweeted, voice tape purportedly showing Jim Jones sobbing and speaking to an unidentified acquaintance then appeared online. In it, he is heard stating, "I should have never trusted him, bro. He knew what she meant to me. He knew. He knew." What bothers me is that she also understood it wasn't an accident. With some admirers expressing sympathy, some making jokes, and some asking, why is everyone forgetting Jim cheated on Chrissy like 7 times publicly? The video went viral. Although Camron has not yet publicly acknowledged or rejected the DNA results, insiders claim he is preparing a candid podcast episode called Confessions of a Father. Good point, but 2 wrongs still don't make a paternity test. According to a source close to him, Cam feels no remorse for anything he said, saying that Jim was never real with him in the first place, so why maintain a phony friendship? Chrissy's sources claim that she is extremely emotional but supporting him, Harlem Gentleman, where he allegedly plans to clear the air and set the record straight. What exactly is it? That he slept with his friend's long-term fiancée and that he might have a baby on the way with her, Chrissy told them. According to one insider, "I won't apologize for choosing peace, but I'm not proud of how it went down." You're hiding in Camron's guest room while the internet is exploding all around you, ma'am. That's not peace, it's witness protection. If the timeline lines up, the baby is supposed to be due in September. But there has been no gender reveal, announcement, or baby shower. Photos just chaos and silence. Jim has also vanished, ghost deleting multiple Instagram posts, turning off comments, and canceling a multi-million-dollar offer is reportedly already on the table for an exclusive televised sit-down between all 3 parties. Chrissy, Cam, and Jim, with Mama Jones serving as the surprise moderator. However, fans are demanding a public showdown, citing mental health reasons. They want Jim versus Cam, Harlem versus Harlem Baby, and VH1 foaming at the mouth. Would it happen, or would the truth only make things worse? Speaking of truth, that's when the Harlem drama turns into a full-fledged legal saga. Tanya J. Camron's ex from his Purple Haze era. Yes, the same Tanya who once claimed to have helped Cam build his early mixtape empire and to have been ride or die before the money hit. Suddenly out of the shadows with an Instagram live that had everyone's jaws on the floor. She is seen sipping wine in a silk robe and saying, "I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. Y'all worshiping this fake Harlem gentleman?" However, let me reveal to you that Cam is a manipulator. With all this stress, people began to speculate that Tanya was just bitter and clout chasing. Or did she know something we don't? Within 48 hours, one of which read, "Cam, you always had my back. These new girls are just drama." Chrissy wasn't the first person he used, and she won't be the last. She better hope that baby even makes it here healthy. Tanya then quits chasing toxic women and returns home, which is correct. According to Here's Where Things Really Go South. A cease and desist letter purportedly sent by Camron's legal team to Tanya was leaked by a gossip page. It orders Tanya to stop spreading false information, defamatory content, and unauthorized communications that suggest paternity conflicts or infidelity narratives involving Camron Giles. Now, If there is nothing to conceal, why send a legal threat? That's the big question. And Jim's camp reportedly took note because Jim Jones's legal team formally requested the original DNA report just one day after Tanya's live performance. Citing emotional damages, defamation by association, and paternity fraud implications. But wait, what paternity fraud? Because there are now rumors that the test was tampered with, that the entire circus was a setup, and that Chrissy fabricated the results to trick Cam into protecting her while attempting to emotionally destroy. Jim, this sounds too crazy to be true, according to sources close to VH1. When VH1 producers asked for a second test for insurance purposes, Camron reportedly backed out as well, stating, "I already know what it is. I don't need no test to tell me what my heart already knows." That line alone went viral on TikTok, with some calling it romantic and others calling it delusional. A TikTok creator stitched the clip and said, "Bro thinks he's in a Netflix drama." This is the Love and Hip Hop Maury edition, family. In the meantime, Mama Jones is allegedly planning a prayer. This weekend, there will be a circle and press conference in Harlem to provide spiritual healing and clarity. When asked who the actual adversary is, she replied simply, "You'll see they know who they are. I got ancestors ready to speak." Then she winked at lawyers, ex-partners, and ancestors. Yes, there are layers to this mess, but don't assume Jim Jones is sitting around sobbing quietly. Rumor has it that he was spotted with Camilla, Jules Santana's ex, at what appeared to be a late-night dinner in Soho. Fans captured hazy paparazzi pictures of them strolling. The internet is divided about whether this retaliation is a rebound or if Jim is attempting to secure his own narrative before the next storm arrives. The next storm has already arrived, though, because guess who else just entered the chat room? Mona Scott Young. According to a recently leaked email purportedly from Mona's office to VH1 executives, she is reimagining the Love and Hip Hop franchise and looking to build an entire spin-off series around the Chrissy Cam Jim fallout. With the working title Love and Lawsuits, Harlem Reckoning. It would be like Game of Thrones if it were sponsored by Fashion Nova and Hennessy. However, the question remains, is Chrissy even safe in all of this? Insiders claim she's been receiving threats both online and allegedly from unknown sources demanding she leave. The pitch includes a legal deep dive with celebrity attorneys, private therapy sessions filmed live, Camron's fatherhood journey, Jim Jones's emotional comeback, Chrissy's redemption arc, and Mama Jones slated as the show's spiritual advisor and narrator. Bro. According to an anonymous source who claims to be close to Chrissy, she stated that if is the fire she must walk through to get free, then so be it. She's done protecting everyone else's image. However, let's face it, if this baby does arrive and it is Cam's, the legacy of Dipset is officially shattered. There will be no studio reunion, no mixtape resurrection, no comeback tour, just 3 ex-lovers, 1 scandal. And there is talk of a Harlem town hall hosted by a local podcast network to discuss the cultural impact of the betrayal. Yes, a town hall about a reality scandal. But this isn't just tea. This is an ocean of espresso shots. Meanwhile, Cam has allegedly hired a celebrity crisis PR team to help manage the fallout. According to a leaked memo from the firm, this is an ocean of espresso shots. Fans have already begun taking sides, and hashtags Chrissy Dipset dead, Jim deserved better. Talked Cam got next DNA Orna. Fatherhood has a strong emphasis on development and uses. Harlem nostalgia to restore public confidence. Should we wait? For a kid to be born, for Jim to go live and reveal everything, or for VH1 to take advantage of this issue for financial gain like they always do? With legal documents flying, ex-partners speaking, and the baby countdown starting. We may be witnessing the most explosive celebrity triangle of the decade because if this baby's born, the damage is done. The betrayal is public, and Harlem may never be the same again. Since everything is now public knowledge, we must ask, was this all part of a larger scheme? Was Chrissy playing chess while Jim was out here playing loyalty? Did Cam really step in as a savior, or did he just finesse? The ultimate checkmate. And let's not forget that DNA test. If it's real, Cam is a father to the one woman Jim never expected. But if it's fake, what exactly was this circus for retaliation, distraction, or contract? The collapse of a Harlem dynasty is being witnessed in real time, not through a documentary, but through leaks, chaos, and viral messiahs. The silence from Jim is deafening. What will happen next? Will Chrissy go into hiding? Will Jim fight for custody if the baby is his? Will Camron flip the narrative with a heartfelt album about fatherhood and forgiveness? Tell me, because this isn't just gossip anymore. This is legacy, this is war, and this is only the beginning. Let me know what you think in the comments section, including who you think Jim should forgive, if Cam should retake the test, and whether Chrissy is the victim or the villain. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because, believe me, this is the next chapter in the Harlem story. It's loading already, and you don't want to overlook it.